Notre Dame will receive. And off we go for the season opener. Notre Dame and Texas. And taking a knee is Amir Carlisle in the end zone for Notre Dame.
Look for him to run the ball early to calm himself down.
So the Irish begin it on the ground and across the 25. And the captain alongside Steve Elmer and Mike McGlinchey, who's 6'8". And on second down and 8, there is Folston looking for a hole and getting it close to the 29-yard line. Down to 3, and they just get it off. Zaire pumps twice, wide open at the 45-yard line is Chris Brown for the first down.
He waited with the football and allowed Chris Brown to work left to right into the middle of the field. It's not there right away. Hold on to the ball and come into the second window.
Quickly up to the 45 is Notre Dame with a 1st and 10. And Zaire, the quick hitter in and out of the arms of Alize Jones. And this is Folston. Folston up close to the 49-yard line. Player on defense in that secondary, certainly Duke Thomas. On 3rd down and 7. Corey Robinson in motion to Zaire's right. Sets up in the slot. Zaire pulls it back and then completes it to Durham Smythe. And Smythe very close to the first down. Told us they will play 4 or 5 tight ends and the job is really still wide open.
Again, they bring a blitz and Zaire shows patience in the pocket. Great protection from that offensive line. He holds on to the football. Smythe working over the middle. Creating a 4th and short.
Yeah. And a little confusion there and a flag flies in.
False start. Offense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Brian Kelly decided he wanted to go for it.
Jay Johnson back deep to receive the punt from Tyler Newsome. He is a new punter. In fact, Kyle Brinza is in the NFL, so there's a new kicker, new punter for Notre Dame. And that one is a touchdown connection. So he got a baptism by fire last year, and his first give of the game goes along the right side to Amani Foreman.
Absolutely thrown in the fire too early.
So on 2nd down and 8, here comes Swoops, keeping it to the left side, tries to stiff on his way past Elijah Shoemate. A big part to do how Tyrone Swoops performs. And on 3rd and 3, flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right, and just throwing it out of bounds.
James Onawalu coming off the edge, beats the block at the tackle, but loses contain, which can cost you later. You can't lose contain. Stay on the upfield shoulder. Jalen Smith recovers for him to force the throw.
Michael Dixon, who is playing Australian rules football. This is his very first game as a college punter, and he can boom it, and then he can hit some other kinds of final artist rendering of the project, which is expected to be completed in August of 2017 in time for the season. So Notre Dame begins this series with a little swing out to C.J. Procise.
Last spring when they put him back there to carry the ball.
Gain of 6 for Procise, and so on 2nd down and 4, this is Procise in the running role. And Zaire gives it to Folston. He goes north-south, picks up a 1st down and more, and almost beat John Bonney, but a little bit shaken up as Folston limps off.
Great job at the point of attack by McGlinchey and Smythe, stretching the play in a great north-south cut.
Folston just 5'9", but a solid 214 pounds, 889 yards last year for Notre Dame as its leading rusher. Out to the far side, he swings it out to Amir Carlisle, who puts on a nice move and gets the 1st down.
There's too many guys in the box and there's not enough outside. Throw it outside for the wide receiver screen. Amir Carlisle, a former running back, shows his running back skills.
So the gain of 13 has it down to the Texas 15. Right leg on the sideline. The whistle's coming as another flag has been thrown.
False start. Offense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Like he's going to pass it, quickly runs it up the middle, and he's chased down by Nate. Zaire's runs tonight, especially from a design standpoint. Quick hitter out here to Will Fuller. which will bring up third down. Play clock down to 0. They just get it off. Zaire with time over the middle, and it's a touchdown to who else but Will Fuller. 15 touchdown receptions, #1 for Fuller in 2015.
It's only a 4-man rush, and Zaire shows a lot of patience hanging in the pocket and waiting for Will Fuller to come into the second window again and hits him over the middle of the field.
So Notre Dame on the... So here's Justin Yoon, the true freshman, with his first kick and what is expected to be a long and successful career. 5-yard drive on Notre Dame's second offensive series of the night. It ends with that familiar touchdown zone ending. Will Fuller in the end zone for the Irish.
Unbelievable patience in the pocket so far. A lot of that has to do with the pass protection he's getting.
Kelly telling us earlier in the week one of his biggest missions was to calm Zaire down. He has a tendency to get really fired up. And this is Tyler Newsome with a kick that travels no further than out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Still in at quarterback for Texas. As with that poor kick, they start at the 35, so good field position. And Swoop's showing his mobility just a little bit, getting it across the 40-yard line for the Texas offense. On second down and 4, they don't waste any time. Give it to Deonta Foreman. Better. Third and short from the 44. And Notre Dame is going to stop Ford this time at the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up fourth down and about 1.
Daniel Cage in the middle, stuffing it up, crushing this block. No giving ground defensively. There's 2 freshmen.
Aussie, Michael Dixon can do with his second punt. And it's a low flyer and gets a Texas bounce. And it's going to be down inside the Notre Dame 5-yard line. So
welcome back to Notre Dame. Notre Dame up 7-0 over Texas. The story so far is the offensive line of Notre Dame giving Malik Zaire time to throw the football. He's allowed to pat the ball, wait for guys to come into second window. Look at this pocket. Great vision in front of him, delivering the ball. In the red zone, again waiting. The freshman, Malik Jefferson, jumps the underneath route on a third down play. Patiently puts the ball in the second window.
So Zaire standing on his goal line to begin this series. And they'll hand it off with Polston still out of the lineup to C.J. Procise. With Polston out. And they give it to Procise. Get the feeling he's going to be a busy man tonight. Spins and twists his way across the 20 for the first down.
Watch left guard Quentin Nelson, a young rookie. Here's motion. He's getting to speed. The left guard 56, Quentin Nelson, up and through on the pull. But pure speed by Procise. He's a strong.
They fake it to him, and here comes Zaire. And Zaire brought down in the backfield. And you saw Zaire pulling on his face mask as if to say, where was the face mask call? And there is Freeman.
Definitely got a good piece.
Getting a clear grasp of it. But Notre Dame backed up of multiple freshman starters on defense for Texas. 2nd and 14, Zaire to the air. And he's got his man, yes, complete. Of 15 for the first.
Big cushion by John Bonney out on the corner. Robinson, it's an easy pitch and catch. Great protection again on the play. It's just like throwing versus air there. John Bonney is a hitter, though. He will come up and...
So far, but that Notre Dame wide receiving core, deep and talented, and they are bunched up to the right, and Zaire goes their way, and Carlisle has a nice seam, picks up another first down before he's... For our young defense on the road against a ranked team under the lights with all this tradition of Notre Dame.
They're so young, they don't know what they don't know.
He is a quote machine. 2nd down and 7. Here comes the pressure, which Zaire avoids, and then he goes deep downfield and complete to Fuller.
Free rusher off the edge. He just sidesteps Tim Cole like he's not even there. Moves. He's so athletic, and he's controlled movement. It's not a panic movement.
Quickly on the move and wrestled to the ground by Nashon Hughes as Procise, and a flag comes in.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense number 40. half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That inside that collar of the shoulder pad.
It's a strong stiff arm, so it was his last resort to reach in and grab for something. And
Notre Dame trying to build on its 7-0 lead. And as predicted, Josh Adams, there he is in motion. The freshman running back getting his first carry of his career. And he is into the end zone. Josh Adams on his first carry of his Notre Dame career. Gets in for 14 yards out.
Here comes Adams in motion, a double tight end set, and they get the edge on the corner, and then it's pure speed to the corner of the end zone. How about that for your first carry of your career?
Hello, Josh Adams. And again, Folston out of the game. Who knows how much more will depend on the freshman. Justin Yoon with Deshaun Kaiser, who's the third-string quarterback for Notre Dame, as the holder. Long snapper this time goes 9 plays, 95 yards. Remember, they were backed up from their own 5, and they do it in less than 4 minutes. Helped by the big penalty against Texas, as Josh Adams takes it in to make it 14-0. Yesterday, he said he doesn't want Zaire to be the reason we win. He just can't be. He can be the reason we win, but he cannot be the reason we lose. And so far, Zaire has held up his end. Jay Johnson with a return for Texas gets it across the Longhorn 20.
Exceptional athlete at the quarterback position.
And he begins at his own 22, and he'll begin with a give to Jonathan Gray, and Gray, avoiding one Notre Dame defender, picks up the first down to the season last year. And they give it to Gray again. This time he slips in, gets no more than a couple. Beautiful early evening shot at Notre Dame Stadium, the Golden Dome in the background, and the Irish up 14-0. 80,000 plus enjoying the evening so far, and Gerard Hurd in at quarterback for Texas, a true freshman, so taking the first snaps of his college career in relief of Swoops, and he swings it out to Jay Johnson, who after final season is best. He's got a lot of big play potential. And the first down for Texas, just short of the 45-yard line. Hurd, flags come in, and there's a little bit of an example of his mobility.
Holding. Offense. Number 66. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
And that's back for Texas on 1st and 20. That's Gray in motion to the right. Swoops takes a step back and then runs it up the middle. Give him 14. Swoops is relieved shortly by Hurd. Pressure from the right, has to get rid of it, and it's incomplete to Foreman. Swoops incomplete, 4th down, and the Longhorns will have to punt. A little confused on the last couple of plays as that Notre Dame pressure and defense, they had him covered. He wanted Gray, but he was flanked.
Sheldon Day on the freshman again, slips him this time on the inside move, although the ball was going out the other direction on a screen and had to be thrown away.
So the Irish with a chance to get some pretty decent field position as Dixon punts it away. This one is a good one. Drives C.J. Sanders back to the 17, and he goes down just across the 20. The Texas and Notre Dame have met, and here under the lights, Notre Dame with a 14-0 lead. As Zaire rolls out to his right and throws across his body, and that's complete to Torrey Hunter. 11 Texans on the roster for Notre Dame, and this time wrapped up is C.J. Procise. But they're a bit quiet right now with Notre Dame in control. Quick spin and give to Procise, and there he is, leveraging that big 6', 220-pound frame.
Receiver getting in the backfield with a north-south cut on a power play with the guard pulling. He goes right up through it, gets into the mix, spins out. There's no fear in C.J. Procise.
7 carries, 33 yards for Procise in his new role as running back for Notre Dame, and looking to be even more valuable again with Tarian Folston, the leading rusher, who left the game in the first quarter with an injury. And here's Procise again. He's going to be caught in the backfield for a huge loss. recruiting for Texas. So on 4th and 8, Notre Dame forced to punt. And Tyler Newsom, who's got a huge leg, driving back Johnson inside the 10. The Irish, and we've got Gerard Hurd back at a quarterback for Texas. And he starts this drive from deep in his own territory at the 8 and starts it off with a running play to Gray. So,
and he does throw the ball well. He looked very good in the spring game throwing the football.
Coach is telling us that the noise and the hype won't bother Gerard Hurd, even though this is his first college experience, and he gets swarmed over and brought down for a loss. A little bit of confusion there in the backfield, and Notre Dame swarms Hurd right near the goal line. And Hurd had no chance as Jalen Smith was in there in a hurry. There he is on the edge, Doug.
Out on the edge to the right. Jalen Smith, they're moving him around, trying to get different matchups with him, allow him to be a pure pass rusher.
Started as an outside linebacker his freshman year. They moved him inside last year. And this year, the message to Jalen Smith is free him up and let him go. So from the back of his end zone, not much room at all for Dixon. And Notre Dame is going to have great field position with 9:15 left in the second quarter.
Malik Zaire has been very efficient with the football. He's 9 of 10 so far. It's primarily because of his feet and his eyes, making good decisions, seeing a numbers game, 3-on-2 on the outside, get it out there, blow off the read option and throw it out there for a hit screen, get yards. You see the numbers game. Duke Thomas blitzes, it's 3-on-2, he pulls off the handoff, throws outside again. He brings his feet with him with his throws. Here he starts the set, good mechanics, sees the unblocked rusher, avoids under control, regathers and delivers a strike.
In on the wall, and Zaire has led the Irish to this early lead as another flag comes in.
False start. Offense. Number 78. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And Stanley is back the Irish up on 1st and 15. And here is Zaire, and here's another one of those running plays that Zaire, Deshaun Kaiser, and Brandon Wimbush, the freshman, have yet to take a college snap. So how gutsy can you be with utilizing Zaire's running talents?
Well, you only want to run him a few, 12 to 15 times. You don't want to get him beat up. And here he steps out of bounds. Last year,
second down at 6. Quick drop, pass, and juggled around at the first down marker by Durham Smythe. Incomplete, they're saying. No. 3rd down and 6. Kind of a rough fake there to Carlisle as Zaire keeps it. He's marked short of the first down. That'll bring up 4th down and short. Down to the NFL, so it'll be a 38-yarder for Justin Yoon to begin his Notre Dame career, and he's right through the middle. Tyler Newsom kicking it off for Notre Dame as DeJay Johnson awaits at the 2. He's going to bring it out. Oh, he slammed back at the 15. So they had a penalty on the kick against Drew Tranquil. And so they're going to re-kick.
Mentally tougher, and he had something to prove, and he did it throughout fall camp.
And Texas got blown out by Arkansas in the bowl game. There were more than a few Texas fans that thought that would be the final game for Tyrone Swoops. But here he is, and there is DeJay Johnson bringing it out.
Second chance in this opportunity to come back and be a leader on this team.
And here is Tyrone Swoops. And again, that's a good game to DeJay Johnson. So second down, just short of the first down. Swoops feeling the pressure, steps up and down he goes.
Just a race to the quarterback coming from the outside by Rochelle. Sheldon Day just throws his man to the side and gets to the quarterback. This is a
low snap. Swoops able to handle it, steps up, avoids the pressure, and is smacked hard by Jalen Smith. 4th down, Texas to punt.
effective runner north and south. He does a nice job of stepping up through off a stunt. We were talking about this the other day. Sometimes Notre Dame stunts themselves out of lanes and leaves openings. Swoops in the open field, boom, Jalen Smith tracks him down.
And if you think Jalen Smith looks even more physical and imposing this year than last year, he is. He gained 12 pounds. He's now at 240. And just brought Swoops to the ground in a hurry. And Swoops is no small quarterback at 6'4", close to 250. Talked about the embarrassing loss by Texas in the bowl game last year. Notre Dame was in stark contrast to that, Doug. The impressive win over LSU in the Music City Bowl. And how big was that carrying over into this season for Brian Kelly?
Well, if they don't win that game, they lose their last 5 straight with no momentum. But Zaire took over the starting quarterback job in that game, and it led into this season.
And he leads off this series. Will Fuller, receivers that Malik Zaire has at his disposal, but Fuller certainly the most dangerous. And they keep it on the ground up the middle, and this is Josh Adams, who ran for the touchdown earlier in the game. 2nd and 3 for Notre Dame, which has got some tempo going here now. And bammed in the back is Wally Jefferson on Adams' campus, and the Texas defensive coach, Sellis, looks, he kind of comports himself like he's been there for a couple years. Gone from 217 to 240 in a short stint in Austin. Zaire scrambling for the first down and more. And just sliding out of bounds all the way down for a gain of 14.
If you want to just 4-man rush Malik Zaire, he will hold on the ball as long as he wants to. Just a little slide step under control, not a panic run out of the pocket. Just a little slide step, and now he's running out of bounds to avoid taking too many hits.
What were the words of Longhorn defensive coordinator Vance Bedford on Zaire? He said he's a running back with a pretty good arm, and he's not going to really change who he is. Close to the 30. We'll have a report also from our NASCAR team on Throwback Weekend at Darlington. It's all coming up on the Discover Card halftime report. And Notre Dame, Close and Zaire have been pretty much the running attack outside of that. 3rd and 4, passing down. Zaire is going to go down at the 40.
And not as well to his right.
Newsom with the punt. He's trying to pin back Texas. Final 2 minutes of the opening half as Swoops begins this from the 18. Steps up, decides to run it, dives his way close to the 25.
Created a mindset, a work ethic. He's tired of the I've arrived attitude that once you get a Scott
time and kind of having to deal with all this history and tradition. But now they're really on their heels, although they get a good gain here from Deshae Johnson, who showed signs of breaking another big play.
The field and allowed that to happen.
Maybe Texas can get on the board before the first half expires. And here's Swoop spinning his way to midfield for a gain of 5. Kind of run this hurry-up tempo. Swoops has pressure from behind. Sheldon Day had him at the...
Sheldon Day came all the way around the outside of the loop to run the quarterback down from behind, showing his athleticism, a little speed and quickness as well.
Boy, Sheldon Day can stay healthy for Notre Dame. Sky is the limit. And a knee injury last year, high ankle sprain as well before that. Here is Foreman looking for some room, but just losing ground. Shoemate and company drag him down for a big loss.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 12. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
So that's Devin Butler.
Huge penalty.
Texas a little hope here before the half. Even worse, Swoops into the middle, incomplete. And bring up 2nd down. Clock stopped with 31 seconds.
I think Gray on the as the back coming left to right. Nice cut on the blitz pickup. Step in there and turn that loose. You had a shot at a post route for a touchdown.
Swoops floating it down the sideline, and on the coverage was Cole Luke. Incomplete.
A lot of contact going on while the ball's in the air.
Yeah, Luke made the grab, but he was clearly out of bounds.
No doubt that he was out of bounds.
Swoops has pressure, avoids it, steps up inside the 35. That'll bring up 4th down. Clock is running past the 10-second mark. Jalen Smith on the stop. And Strong finally calls a timeout with 4 seconds left. His career long came in his duties last year of 51. And a timeout is called by Notre Dame with 1 second.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Notre Dame. That's their second. 30 seconds in duration.
Great season, poised to really make his name known across the country even more. And now another timeout from 52 yards. Nick Rose showing some good leg here.
Notre Dame takes his third and final timeout of the half.
Talk about
30
icing.
seconds in duration.
Plenty of leg, but this one is wide left. So in the end, the 2 timeouts burned by Brian Kelly and Notre Dame work in the end. And Texas is shut out in the first half. Everything looked good. Just pulled a bit by Rose on the third and final attempt.
Little pull with a draw and goes wide left.
Crowd tonight with a 17-0 lead at halftime over the Texas Longhorns at sold-out Notre Dame Stadium. The Irish ranked 11th in the country. Double-digit favorite, about 10-point favorite right now, leading by 17, which leads us to our first half stats. Powered by Coke Zero. Anything stand out there, Doug, for you other than the score?
Just the efficiency in the passing game for Notre Dame and Malik Zaire. Defensively, Notre Dame has shut down Texas. The 2 first downs Texas had was with Gerard Hurd at quarterback.
Duke Thomas takes the Newsom kickoff and drags the Notre Dame special teams unit close to the 25-yard line. James Onawala with a special teams tackle. But Tyrone Swoop starts at quarterback for Texas to begin the second half. We did see Gerard Hurd, but it was very sparingly in the first half. And Swoops begins with a give to Jonathan Gray.
Hand off to Jonathan Gray.
Some passing, get it out of your hands quickly.
Gets out of Swoops' hands early, and it did not take long for Elijah Shoemate to bring down Deshae Johnson.
Shoemate just reacts up instinctively, sees this happening in the slot, number 22, right. They don't have numbers out there. That ball should not be thrown. It should be run up the middle or run your zone read. Don't pull the trigger.
So the Notre Dame defense, which was so maligned last year, decimated by injuries down the stretch of the season, is having a good night tonight. Shoemate with his third tackle of the evening brings up 3rd and 9. And Swoops just throwing it away.
Everyone is back. They're it's the second year of a system. They all know what's going on, and they're talking, both in the back end and up front.
Wow, what a punt by Michael Dixon, which since C.J. Sanders back in Texas was there on top of him. 57-yard punt by the former Australian rules football player. And C.J. Sanders got hammered there, and they were able to recover it. That was Torrey Hunter, who was able to grab the Sanders misplay.
Well, he's
leading rusher for Notre Dame in the first half with 31 yards. Fake it to him over the middle. Carlisle all the way inside the 40, across the 40.
best defender. Duke Thomas just lets him go off the play action. The play action fake drew the linebackers up, allowed the big window behind the linebacker level.
And Carlisle leading the way in yardage with 3 for 55. Close ice. Another first down, and it's becoming more apparent, Doug, that this Notre Dame offensive front is just moving all sorts of Longhorns.
First of all, they blow the play open at the point of attack, and he goes north-south. The entire offensive line is 20 yards downfield at the end of the run. There's a great block by McGlinchey at the point of attack. Elmer's downfield. The entire offensive line comes to the aid of the run.
Look at that. And that was the story in the bowl game against LSU. Physical SEC team. And that kind of got the belief going for Notre Dame, and especially those guys up front for Harry Hiestand, that they could dominate, overpower defensive fronts. And that's what we're seeing here tonight on Texas. Close ice.
Nervous or jittery and things aren't happening for you, you can always rely on the run game.
Close ice with Stanley at his home in Las Vegas to convince him of the advantages of staying at Notre Dame. And in the end, Stanley has stayed. And Procise has benefited from that. Need to help coerce him as well into staying. Zaire is going to lose a lot. Oh, full practice at Notre Dame Stadium here the other night. Soft hands, doesn't it? 3rd and 9. Zaire to Fuller. And right away it's Duke Thomas has this meticulous routine of blocking everything out. This one headed left, and it is wide left. Tyrone Swoops still at the controls for Texas. And Chris Warren is in the backfield. They fake it to him, and Swoops going deep down the middle for John Burt, who can fly, and it is complete. 48. It's all the way down to the Notre Dame 24. And here is Chris Warren, 6'2", 184 pounds, impressive player.
Burt definitely pulled that in too and grasped the ball. It never touched the ground.
Swoops has time, is a little high on the throw, and Foreman is unable to hang on. He was open, he just missed him. And drilled 2 52-yarders before missing on his 3rd attempt. This one from 41. And he says, take that, Brian Kelly, you can't ice me here. So Texas and the Longhorn faithful and Charlie Strong finally on the board, 17-3. So he's getting a rest right now as Nick Rose is set to kick off, with Texas finally on the board, trailing it by 2 touchdowns. Carlisle awaits, and it looked like he was going to take a knee, but out he comes, and he is taken down no further than the 10-yard line. So should have taken a knee in hindsight. Down the board with a field goal to cut the deficit to 14, and they do have the Irish pinned back deep in their own territory. Procise. Big stop here on 2nd and 7. And whistles come in and stop this play.
Notre
Dame took a timeout. 2nd down and 7. Fake it to Procise, and here goes Zaire the other way, looking for the first down marker. Dad played as a defensive lineman for Texas. C.J. Procise looking for more first down yardage and dragging the pile across the 30. Duke side 6'6", Quentin Nelson 6'4", and Nick Martin, the center, anchoring things in the middle. Another first down. Why not give it back to Procise? But this time he is meant for a short gain. Josh Adams, the freshman who scored earlier in the game, in the backfield. They fake it to him, and Zaire going deep down the field. Will Fuller wide open. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Big play. Will Fuller strikes again for 66 yards this time.
Hard play action to the left. Zaire looks left and then comes back right. Buying all kinds of time, had all kinds of time to stand there, let this develop. This is a bust in coverage. Haynes is over the top. Thomas thinks he has the short flat. There's no one in the deep 3rd over there. And Will Fuller.
Along with Malik Zaire was that speed by Fuller. Yoon comes on to provide the extra point a bit here in the 21-point lead with 5:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Texas is going to stay in this. They got to put together drive starting right now. DeJay Johnson trying to put together a good return. Kind of runs into the back of his own teammate there. To congratulate Fuller on a 2nd touchdown catch of the night. Here is DeJay Johnson. The ever dangerous one gets wrapped up again with his own. Johnson, a former running back. Now part of the wide receiving core for Texas on 2nd down and 7. And on the ground is Jonathan Gray. Play here for Texas to try to keep this drive alive on 3rd and 2, and they'll entrust DeJay Johnson, who's going backwards. Maybe not the time to take that tactic.
After the play, personal foul, offense, number 66. Half the distance to the goal, 4th down.
See him coming to the frame late here, coming from the left, and bang after the fact. Not a big blow.
Oh,
there's where the flag is. on Redfield, smacking him in the face mask.
It's always that kind of last guy to retaliate, right? So Michael Dixon punting deep in his own territory to C.J. Sanders, who backpedals and will give Notre Dame excellent field position. Around 881 for Texas. Only Michigan has more. And Notre Dame looking to pick up another one, and a nice grab there by Chris Brown for the first down. Under 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. On the ground is Carlisle. Slips and falls and loses a yard. On second down and 11. And they give it to Adams. Notre Dame kind of in that mode of eating up time and just letting that big offensive line go to work. And 3rd and 6. Irish at the Longhorn 36. Zaire steps up and wide open at the 25-yard line for a first down is Torrey Hunter.
I love it. I love it. Play to your 50. Keep going. Make them pull you that uniform off you.
We got 3 bunched up to the left, and they keep it up the middle. And this is Josh Adams is going to score again for Notre Dame. This time from 25 yards out.
The handoff and goes north and south. Great job getting upfield by Nick Martin. Getting up to the linebacker level.
With Folston on the sidelines, this could be a very important night for Josh Adams to get some real game playing time in anticipation of a Notre Dame schedule that is going to get rough and going to test the Irish here coming up. Justin Yoon knocks it through, and Notre Dame all of a sudden, with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, has a 31-3 lead. Josh Adams, the latest to score, and the freshman with 2 touchdowns. Irish fans happy about the score with 2 minutes left in the third, 31-3 Irish. And how about the night that Malik Zaire is having, Doug? 16 of 18, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, but based on what happened last year with Everett Golson, even more impressive. No turnovers, 0 interceptions, 0 fumbles, and that was what plagued that Notre Dame offense last year.
He's very sure of what he's doing with the ball, and the fact that he's getting great pass protection allows him to step into his throws and be very accurate.
This is Ryan Newsom, a redshirt freshman on the return for Texas, bringing it up close to the 25-yard line. Twirling at the quarterback position for Texas. With under 2 minutes left in the third, dropping way back, trying to get some time, and down he goes. Romeo Okwara with a sack. More pressure from Van Gorder's defense up front. Loss of 12.
For a receiver's head.
So Texas backed up to its own 12-yard line and just trying to get more cushion out to the 15, the 250. So they got some size, they got some athletic talent on this team, but Swoops has flushed out again. He just doesn't have any time to do anything. It looks a little bit like a microcosm of last year. Went off to a 6-0 start. Yeah, there was all the Heisman talk about Everett Golson and national championship talk about Notre Dame, and then to make it happen, Zaire pump fakes and then confidently goes downfield, and open at the 30-yard line is who else but Will Fuller. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, a look at the score by quarters, powered by Coke Zero. Notre Dame getting on the board early with a 1 of 2 touchdown catches by Will Fuller. Josh Adams has added a couple touchdowns of his own, and the Justin Yoon field goal in the second quarter makes it a total of 31-3. Texas with a lone field goal, but that has been it. Notre Dame has dominated on both sides of the ball, especially up front. And Malik Zaire has been, well, whoops. Ned almost said that they were flawless as far as turnovers go. Prosai's able to hang on to it. Everybody's mind's in the locker room, and he's not going to shy away. Long way to go till January, though, huh? 2nd and 15. Zaire stepping up. Incomplete. Trying to keep this drive alive. Maybe in the least get it within Justin Yoon field goal range. And they're definitely there now as Corey Robinson does a little juggling act before he hauls it in. San Antonio, Texas. Of course, with David Robinson starts so many years in the NBA. Big pickup there on 3rd and 15. Corey Robinson sets up Notre Dame at the Texas 16. Procise getting more good yardage. Malik Jefferson, the freshman linebacker for Texas, makes the stop. Procise now with 92 yards on the ground.
That's just power football. 2 tight ends, a balanced up front, pick a side, check your run one way or the other, and go straight ahead.
This is just good old-fashioned pound the ball. Texas just does not have any answers for Harry Heastand's offensive line.
You have the impression that if Notre Dame wanted to, they could have done this all night.
That's what Brian Kelly told us. He said, if somebody's going to challenge us on the run and not give us maybe some defensive looks that we maybe have to make adjustments at, they're going to have a hard time with us. A flag has been thrown. And that's... Well, we've been having some technical difficulties. There it is.
Easy throws, and he's doing a great job out in the pocket.
So after the illegal procedure penalty, Procise trying to pick a hole on the left side.
Speed playing man coverage because he can take off and run. A lot of things you hesitate to do because of him at quarterback.
2nd and goal. Touchdown, Chris Brown.
Well, it's run, then hard play action. Draw the linebackers up, one-on-one. Easy touchdown. Chris Brown beats him to the inside with no help to the inside. That's an easy pitch and catch. All set up by the run game and the hard play action.
This ECU and then Arkansas in the bowl game. And they're getting hammered again here in the opener as Yoon busts it through and makes it 38-3. The opener for Notre Dame in Texas, and it's been all Irish, 38-3. Tyler Newsome sends it into the end zone, and Ryan Newsome is going to come out for Texas. Guy had a prolific career as a high schooler. But what a night for Malik Zaire.
He is 19-22. The running game has been great. So off the play action fakes, sets his feet, draws the linebacker level up, hits it behind it. Again, play action fake all day to hang on the ball and go deep downfield for a big play. All this starts with the offensive line. Again, down by the goal line, play action, draw the linebacker level up, easy pitch and catch. Very accurate with the football, setting his feet and delivering strikes.
Tell you what, he was scrutinized so much for the passing. You know, is he going to have the touch? Is he going to be able to blend his running abilities with the passing game? And I know it's early, but he's passed all the tests so far tonight as Chris Warren is stopped down there by the defensive front of Notre Dame. Take a look at our quarterback comparison brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company, and Zaire outnumbering Swoops big time.
Well, Swoops has not had a chance. The pass rush has been in his face all night. They can't establish the run to take some pressure off of it. Young offensive line. It's tough to throw when you're on your back.
And he's on the run now and just forced to throw it away. That one wanted John Burt system.
Well, the concepts are starting to come through, so you understand the entire scheme, not just your responsibility.
C.J. Sanders driven back and then has his helmet knocked off. Thank you, Jimmy. So you can see that Malik Zaire, who was battling Golson as late as the spring game and practices, having a much better night than Golson, who he battled for the #1 job here before Golson elected to transfer to Florida State. Deshaun Kaiser now in for the Irish quarterback.
He lost the spring of practice.
6'4", 230 pounds, did not play last season, so making his debut. This is Dexter Williams, also making his Notre Dame debut. He
20 pounds this year, and he is the real deal. He's got some size to him now and can run with authority.
So 3rd and short. Kaiser, who Kelly said is ready to go. We feel good that if we got to go to him, he's going to get the job done. Grasp the offense. And there's Dexter Williams again. 2nd and 5. That is Williams again. By the way, on 3rd and 2, fighting for the first down and getting it is Williams. Josh Anderson, number 46, who is a great story in his own right, is going to get the carry. He was a walk-on in there to model the Shamrock uniform, but as you heard Kelly say, he has been everything you could ask for. Notre Dame player. Texas coming up with pressure on Kaiser, and Kaiser unable to connect with Corey Robinson.
Wide open receiver.
Tyler Newsome sends it DeJay Johnson's way. Knocked out of bounds just short of the 15-yard line.
Wall bumping from behind, 185 miles an hour. You can have it.
Cyrone swoops. Gives it to Jonathan Gray, son of former Notre Dame coach Lou Holtz, the son of Skip Holtz. As Jonathan Gray gets the carry. Trey Holtz is the holder. Came in here and shocked Brian Kelly in Notre Dame in the opener, but no. Last national championship won by Notre Dame back in 1988.
Big day for Malik Zaire. It appears that it's come together, but it is a long road.
Yeah, you just got to keep slugging it out. And Notre Dame, I think, is kind of really helped by what happened last year. They know you can get off to a fast start as DeJay Johnson grabs it.
They know that in that position, a very important position. You go one or two injuries in the same position.
Swoops going way downfield to Foreman, incomplete. Nick Coleman, very impressive young freshman corner. You can see it in the eyes of Charlie Strong.
So he's got to read some character now out of these guys that are on the field trying to make plays. Who gets something started?
You know, you think back as Swoops sends it out to DeJay Johnson. Oklahoma back-to-back weeks.
Well, they still have some time before the conference schedule starts, and that's what they really care. I mean, they care about every game, but the most important.
They passed on Johnny Manziel, so there was a lot of talk among the Longhorn faithful of, you know, did we really make some bad moves at the quarterback position when Andrew Luck had definite interest in the Texas Longhorn programs and they didn't.
And you can't make those mistakes on those kind of guys locally.
Dixon with a punt, and Sanders with a fair catch at the 10. Associate head coach in charge of the offense, so he kind of oversees the offense, but Sanford is a guy that we talked about in the spring game, Doug, that Kelly says is going to Brian Kelly. So he's been grilled by the local press here, and Dexter Williams slammed to the turf. Officials have been emphasizing you can't stand over the player like that. Kaiser gets a little pressure from the backside, able to avoid it, and running it, and he takes a hit in the helmet as well, and there's some extracurricular activity there as well, and this time a flag comes in.
After the play, necessary roughness, defense number 49, 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot, automatic, first down.
Chuck, as he calls it. Because you make mistakes, you do stupid things, Chuck comes out. But never suspected it was going to be this easy. But in the end, Notre Dame makes it look easy, due in large part to number 8 in his Notre Dame Stadium debut. Malik Zaire has a huge game. 19 of 22, 86% completion, over 300 yards, 3 touchdown tosses, and more importantly, that'll make Brian Kelly happy, no turnovers.